So, I mean, hold on for a second. I know I meander and I know I get carried away with things, but at the end of the day, I have to say it's not really what I was saying. So, people can describe anything they want, any way they want. They can believe anything they want about anything that they want, but when it starts affecting me, or like if you're trying to buy something and it starts affecting you, then how people describe things should be accurate. So needs a bit of work is not something's completely fucked. Is all right means okay, in the case of an automobile, you're going to buy an automobile. It is okay. All right, that means as an automobile, it is functional. But if you need to spend more than the thing is worth to make it a functional automobile, then okay, or is okay, or works is not a description of what it does. If you're going, oh, it'll be good for bashing around your back paddock for 20 minutes doing burnouts and shit, then it's probably okay for that. For some reason, the way things are described have no basis in what they actually are. Look, every panel's bent, it's a bit fucked, but, you know, put some parts in it and it'll be okay. I would be happy with a description like that. Can't tell you how much it's going to cost. My mechanic said it's probably going to be $3,000. I know I'm only selling the car for $500, but in theory, if you fix it all, it's a $3,500 car. You might be apples. Again, that's a description that might be adequate, but not. No, everything's bent. Nothing works. And it's going to cost you 3 times what the car's worth. See, we don't really have this expression in Australia, which is mechanically totaled or financially totaled. So if a vehicle gets to the point that it's going to cost more to repair than the vehicle's worth, so some of the more prestige stuff, this happens quite frequently. You can see a really nice looking Mercedes online. It's 10 years old or so, looks beautiful, and it's like $3,000. It's $4,000. It was $150,000 car, and it's a few grand. My Audi that I bought, I had a early 2000s model Audi, and they have these very specific issues that can be very expensive to fix. It was a $105,000 car when it was 10 years old. I got it in like 2015. I paid $5,000 for it. Now, I doctored it to make it work, and then somebody else had one of those cars that had issues with the part that has issues, and I managed to take all the bits off their car that they didn't need and fix mine for free, because all those parts were going to be binned because nobody else had any use for them, because those cars were quite rare. It was called an Audi Allroad. It was still a bag of shit that had other issues, but I loved that car. Mechanically totaled. So a $100,000 car turning into a $5,000 car in 10 years because the parts are too expensive to repair it. In the price bracket that I'm looking at cars, everything's mechanically totaled. So I went and looked at a okay looking Swift the other day, and they went, oh no, we're just not, we're not selling it in the yard. We're not going to fix it up to. It's a good car, but we're just selling it for, it was as traded. Well, it's rooted. Check engine lights on. Engine mounts bad. Stalls. Electronic fuel injected cars, natural states are to keep running, and this thing wouldn't keep running. So without sticking a scan tool on it, based on the age of the vehicle, with the amount of kilometers that are in it, it didn't seem to have a miss. It just didn't seem to run. So vacuum leak, bad injectors, bad catalytic converter. Actually, most of these old cars have bad catalytic converters. That's why they all have codes. Anyway, why can't we just go back to describing the world the way that it is? I mean, and being Australians, bit warm when it's fucking hot. So we have a tendency to do that anyway, but I find that it's not really Australians that do these weird descriptions of stuff. So, I don't know, truth in advertising, because look how often things are advertised in a particular way on television, on the interwebs, and on the radio. that are not precisely accurate and that are not precisely. But then the news does it as well. They present things as facts in the news and say things that are actually contrary to reality, and then never correct themselves. So I don't know. Without going, ooh, conspiracies, and we all know how I actually feel about ooh, conspiracies. Without getting conspiratorial, without saying that we've had our brain so fried and our brain so manipulated that, I don't know, I just think people, I don't know, are they becoming more narcissistic? I mean, the statistics wouldn't actually say that they are. Their narcissism is just enabled. So they used to do studies and ask questions to see whether people were narcissists and stuff. And about the same ratio of people that used to be narcissistic, I mean, historically were narcissistic. Now, it's just 100 years ago, you didn't have the ability to get on the internet and bloody spew your stupid, retarded, bloody narcissistic garbage, but you can now, so it appears there's more narcissists. I don't know if I'm a narcissist or a narcissist. I'd say it'd be more that I am a bit of a negative Nancy sometimes. Anyway, that's all I've got to say about that. If you can't be good at it. Or at least fucking describe what it is you're actually talking about. Nah. Yeah.